another lesson like we've been doing for the last 3 months. And in the last 3 months, we've been doing lessons that go with our pride, okay? One, we did doing our best. We've also worked on lessons on showing empathy for others, like growing each other's hearts, like the Grinch. And then we did the snowflake diversity to talk about showing respect for others, okay? Well, today we're going to add another part of pride, and it's going to be practicing responsibility. And to help me with that today, I'm going to read you a story. And the story is going to show you some kind of silly ways that the character in the story is not practicing responsibility. So I'm going to see if you can catch those ways that the person in the story is not practicing responsibility. We'll talk about it after the book, and then we're going to try to come up with ways that we can practice responsibility. Okay? All right, so the story is, what if everybody did that? When we went to the zoo, I fed just a little bit of my popcorn to the bear. The zookeeper waved his broom and said, "What if everybody did that?"
Oh dear.
I just wanted to see how fast the grocery cart would go. It went faster than I expected. When the manager stopped me, she said, "What if everybody did that?" On the way to visit Grandma and Grandpa in Kansas, I dropped just one soda can out of the window. The patrolman who pulled us over said, "What if everybody did that?" Uh-oh. At Uncle William's wedding, I took just one little lick of the fancy cake from the wedding. The lady behind the table glared at me over her glasses and said, "What if everybody did that?"
Yeah.
I told the babysitter that I took a bath just once a year. As she shooed me into the bathroom, she said, "What if everybody did that?" Be kind of sneaky, isn't it? During story time, I had something important to say. I just couldn't wait till the end of the story. The librarian put her finger to her lips and said, "What if everybody did that?"
Hey, look at me.
Exactly. While we sat in the car waiting for Dad, I honked the horn. I just honked a few times, but Mr. Thompson came to his door. He shook his head and said, "What if everybody did that?" At the swimming pool, I just splashed a little. The lifeguard blew his whistle and said, "What if everybody did that?" See, there's no water left.
Except for tiny puddles.
On the bus, I just stood up to see the fire truck. Mr. Gearshift glared at me in the rearview mirror and said, "What if everybody did that?" Just once, I didn't hang my coat on the rack at school. Miss Sanders made me pick it up and said, "What if everybody did that?"
I wouldn't know.
You can see people's hands there.
Have we had this in our classroom?
Yes.
Yes. See, what if everybody did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. At recess, I threw just one snowball at Sammy. Mr. Walters saw me. When he sent me to the stand by the wall, he said, "What if everybody did that?" Big kind of chaos out at recess.
Kind of like our role. There's no throwing snowballs.
Exactly. Very good. When we went out for dinner, I just shot one straw wrapper. The waitress stopped taking our orders and looked straight at me. She said, "What if everybody did that?"
I always do that.
Do you?
I just
Well, we need to think about that the next time we go to a restaurant, right?
I make sure I do it, but no one's around.
Okay. After the football game, I just ran onto the field to get the quarterback's autograph. The official waved at me and said, "What if everybody did that?" Can you imagine the Super Bowl this last weekend and everybody in the stands ran out to get Peyton Manning's autograph?
Peyton Manning would probably be trampled.
Yeah,
Or Cam
exactly. So can you imagine what it would be like if everybody did that?
Watch this.
It wasn't everybody.
When I came home, I gave my mom a hug. What if everybody did that?
Everybody probably does.
Yes.
Everybody should.
I do.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what were some of the ways that the character in the story did not practice responsibility. There were quite a few ways, weren't there? Go ahead and turn to your neighbor and discuss some of those ways that they didn't practice responsibility.
He littered.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, maybe. I know why you came out because that guy, I then the player no, he didn't.
Thank you for turning and looking at me when you're done and you heard my signal. Okay, so who can raise their hand and tell me some ways that they did not practice responsibility? Gavin, what's one?
He left his coat on the ground.
He left his coat on the ground, and if everybody did that, what would it look like in here? Gavin, what would it look like?
A big monster.
A big monster? Okay. So he left his coat on the ground. Would our classroom look nice and neat if everybody did that?
No.
Okay, what was another one, Aiden?
He threw some popcorn at the bears.
Yes. And if everybody did that, what would happen?
The bears would probably die of too much food.
Okay.
They would go hide. Except it wasn't just popcorn. It was pizza.
Okay, what was another example of not practicing responsibility? Madison?
He shot his straw at the restaurant.
The straw wrapper? Yeah, and if everybody did that?
People would probably be getting hit in the face. Maybe even
Yeah.
somebody might choke on one.
Good, yeah, that would be good. Okay, what else? Katie? Autographs. How many of you go to the Panther games? Or just even the basketball games, the football games, volleyball games? If you all ran out at the same time to get autographs, would that be good? No. Okay, let's do a couple more. Gavin, can you give us another one?
Throwing cans up.
Yes. And what do you call that? If you throw cans out the window? Yeah, littering. Okay, so littering. If everybody littered, what would that look like? What would that look like? Gavin, can you answer that?
Somebody made a pit like on the road and they just had
Yeah, they're having garbage everywhere. Exactly. Okay, let's do one more. Ben.
If everybody saw did like race the carts and the sword.
Yes, and what would that look like if everybody raced?
Racetrack.
A racetrack. Yeah. Do you think people would get hurt in the grocery store if that
Oh,
happened? Yeah, that
probably
wouldn't
nobody
be good.
because no one people came around the cars. It's too dangerous.
Okay, let's all take turns. Let's all take turns and raise your hand if you have something to say, please. Thank you. Okay, so racing, shopping carts. Does someone have something to add to that? Do you have something to add? Did you have something to add about the shopping carts?
About the littering.
The littering?
If everyone littered, if someone around in the classroom had passed gone by the dump and a whole bunch of garbage in there, think about everyone littered.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like a dump, wouldn't it? Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Okay, do you someone have something else to say about the shopping carts? Because we have to move on to the next one. Yeah.
into someone, it would go everywhere. Tomatoes, they get messy.
That's true. So it wouldn't just hurt people, it could get messy too for the workers to clean up. Yes.
It could the cards they could break and all the cash that got stolen.
Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be good. It maybe be a distraction too. One more, yes.
My mom, she says, if I'm not back, she said, if I'm not out in 5 minutes, send it to SWAT team.
No, kind of joking. So it kind of look like that in reality? Yeah, okay. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to think about ways that you could actually practice responsibility and what it would look like if everybody did that, okay? What would it actually look like if everybody practiced responsibilities? What are some examples of that? I want you to think about that. Okay, share with your neighbor your ideas. Thank you for turning and looking at me. Awesome. All right, I heard some good conversations. What were some ways that you could actually practice responsibility, and what would it look like if everybody did that? Mason?
Take your candy wrappers and put it in the trash.
Okay, candy wrappers in the trash. And what would it look like if everybody did that?
There would be nothing on the ground.
Okay, it would look nice, wouldn't it? Have nothing on the ground? Yes. Madison?
If people didn't judge people for how they looked, everybody would be happy.
Okay, so practicing responsibility is using kind words to everyone, okay? And that would mean that we're all looking happy. Perfect. Connor?
People would put their stuff in the recycling bin.
Okay. And if everybody recycled, what would that look like?
Recycling place to make more stuff.
Okay, so we could reuse a lot of our items. Yes, I love that. Okay, did you have something to add?
Well, one was about is being recycled. You could actually make a shaving because you should have done wood and cotton and napkin. Sometimes people use elastic, so you can make a pretty good chair out of that.
Okay, so we're reusing our resources.
And
That's good.
don't go out in the field just to get some autograph.
Okay, so what could you do instead? What would practicing responsibility look like instead?
Just stay on the banners.
Okay, so stay in your seat. Is that what you're saying? Stay in your seat. What could you do if you're staying in your seat and you want to cheer on your favorite player? What could you do? And yeah, cheer. Awesome, I love that example. Perfect. Okay, two more. Who has not shared one yet? Okay, Carson and then Phoenix will be next.
Like you have to think before you act. Like say like how it'll affect other people. Like say like like you're thinking about how like say you want to race like run with your cart around the store. Think what could happen. Think what the consequence could be. Like before you even do it. Like say you do it and then you turn a corner and then hit somebody, and then before you do it, you go back and think, if I turn a corner, I might hit somebody. So maybe I shouldn't do that.
Okay, so think before you act. Can you imagine what our world would look like if everybody did that? If everybody thought before they before they acted?
Then there would be no like bad terrorists in the world.
Yeah.
True. Well,
They would think about other people before they acted. That would be great. Okay, last one.
don't go so fast with your cart.
Okay, so what would you do instead?
Walk with it.
Walk with your cart. Okay. And if everybody did that, what would it look like?
Not so much like a NASCAR.
Okay. Okay, we came up, I'm going to have everyone's eyes on me. Thank you. Thank you. We came up with some really great ideas. First, of how they were not practicing responsibility, and it was kind of chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we came up with ways that you actually do practice responsibility. Now, I know some of you had some other ideas, and I'll show you how you can actually share those ideas in just a minute. But you can use these ideas as well. What you're going to do is you're going to fill out this sheet, and you're going to show ways of not practicing responsibility and ways of actually practicing responsibility, okay? I will give you those directions on exactly what I mean by that when you get to your seat. So when I give you a piece of paper, going back to your seat and write your name at the top and then stop, and I'll give you the rest of the directions, okay?
Do we write what it is?
I will give the rest of the directions when you get to your seat. I just wanted to give you an overview of the assignment. All you have to do is put your name on the top, and I'll give you the rest of them, okay? All right, going back to your seat when you get your page. Thank you for going back quietly and writing your name at the top of your page when you get there. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for those of you who are writing your name at the top of your page. When you have your name on your page, go ahead and put your thumb up in the air showing me that you're ready to move on. Almost have all the thumbs. Awesome. Thank you for following directions. That's great. That's a great way of practicing responsibility. Awesome. Okay. What you're going to do is the first part, you're going to draw two pictures to show how you do not practice responsibility. So this is kind of your way to be creative. You can use the ideas that the book gave you, the ideas that we wrote down. You can come up with your own ways of not practicing responsibility and what it would look like if everybody did not practice responsibility in that one task. You're going to do that on the first two boxes, the top two boxes. Once you have the picture, go in and explain what's going on in that picture and the lines provided for you above. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions, Carson?
Can we use the ones from the book?
Like I said, you can use the book or the ones that we came up with on the board, or you can come up with one on your own. It's up to you. Yes.
Like we draw a picture what he's not doing.
Yep.
Then we draw a picture what everybody.
Nope, the same thing. If everybody didn't practice responsibility, what it would look like, and then if everybody didn't practice responsibility again, what it would look like. Just like the book showed you. Okay? Any other questions?
Can you do like what he didn't do? What he didn't do and what.
Let's just stay consistent. Is that okay? And we just do the top two, not practicing responsibility. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead and I'll give you a little bit of work time. could start to your 2 pictures. If you want to go ahead and put your pencils down and eyes on me, I'm going to give you the directions for the next part so that if you get done, you can move on. So go ahead and put your pencils down and eyes on me. Thank you for that. Great, thank you. Okay, on the bottom 2 pictures now, you're going to actually show what it would look like if everybody actually practiced responsibility. What would it look like then if everybody practiced responsibility? And this is what I want you to aim for. Okay, this is what I want us to start looking for, ways that we can practice responsibility. And if everybody did it, things would go a lot smoother. So go ahead, draw 2 pictures of practicing responsibility, everybody doing it, and explain it in the boxes or in the lines provided for you.
Not only the people are affected, but the birds and animals. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can keep going. It's just, yeah, I was just being idea. So you can move on. That's a good idea. That's not bad. What would that look like? Definitely using one. When the game's over, instead of like in the middle, they would get in a line on the speaker thing, so they don't have to run out of that. Okay, so let's say a game. So the game, if everybody got a line and not that, then I'd be a little bit less chaotic. Great idea. Then I could do that. At halftime too. So what's your idea then? So instead of writing numbers, you would write positive notes, things that make people feel good. That's a good idea. That's good.
Everyone would not go to jail.
That would be good. So if you don't fight other people, if everybody, what would be the opposite of that? If you don't fight,
We do the opposite.
you can. But what I'm just asking you what's the opposite. If this one is
Follows rules.
okay, so if everybody follows rules, then you're gonna have a lot of people in jail. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's a good one. So I would like to see that following rules. Very good. That's true, but when it comes to and practicing responsibility, is it a good thing with everybody? Practice responsibility? There are some things that we like to be different on, right? But practicing responsibility is probably one that we all need to do, right? And it looks different for every person. But that was a good idea.
Okay, I know that you're just finishing up, and that's okay. Go ahead and put your pencils down, and I'm going to tell you about what we're going to do from here. Eyes on me. Thank you for that. Now, we kind of ran out of time, but this is what I want you to do. Take these home, and I want you to share them with your parents. And talk about ways that all of you could practice responsibility at home. What if everybody in your family practices responsibility? What would that look like in your family? What would it look like in your community? Talk with your parents, share with them what you learned today, and then have that discussion. And you can finish those at home, okay? And do it with your parents. Sound good? Well, thank you for listening today, and thank you for coming up with some great ideas. I hope that we can learn from this and maybe show other people ways that we can practice responsibility. And if we all do it, then things are going to run a lot smoother, aren't they? Yes. Well, thank you and good job today.